Well, so something else I'm not the target audience for at all, which
Okay.
actually, now thinking about it, falls for a lot of the same problems as Sex and the City does, is Hustlers,
Okay.
which is a 2018 film uh, based on a true story about basically a bunch of strippers get hit hard by the
Where's this sentence
global
going?
market by the global market crash of 2008.
Okay.
So basically, they
Could you say
decide
they're
to run
getting fucked hard by the market crash?
they decide to run a scam where essentially they meet a client, they drug them, and then max out their credit card, and then dump them somewhere. And
Right.
it's like the client then's like, "Oh, I can't remember what happened." And when they phone them back up, they're like, "Oh yeah, you just had a really good time at the strip club. That's why you just spent $500." Then obviously they start taking more and more money, whatever.
Yeah. I was gonna say for us, like essentially what sounds like a heist film. $500 is not a great
No,
jackpot.
yeah. So they start taking more and more and more money.
Okay. Okay.
So eventually they're like taking 50 grand per person, and then like, 100 grand or whatever. And eventually they get caught. And that's essentially the whole plot. And it's not interesting. So
That's a.
I mean that's literally it.
Can
There
we
is
put that on the poster? It's not interesting. Andrew Jones, Ciné Rambles.
well, right. So the problem is there's no stakes. So obviously, I mean, I say that the whole time they could get caught by the police. Like that's the overlaying thing, but there's no cat and mouse with the police. There's no, they've accidentally robbed the wrong person who now wants to kill them or whatever. There's nothing. It's literally they are really successful right up until the point where they get caught by someone, and that's it. And then it ends.
Are there any repercussions at all? Any epilogue?
Well, yeah, even the punishment that they receive. So the main lead woman, who's played by Jennifer Lopez, J Lo,
Right.
yeah, her character just gets 5 years on bail, so she doesn't even go to jail for it.
Oh.
It's like, so the resolution is just terrible. It's like she basically got away with it, stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars because her repercussions are so light. It's like, well, whatever. The film just sort of ends as well. It's like, oh yeah, she got caught. Okay, that's
Roll
it.
credits.
Yeah, it's just so, I don't know. It's just so nothingy. I feel like they wanted a female empowering story that was based on a true thing. Found this and just slapped it together, and it's like, well, just unfortunately, the heist thing that they were pulling, it just wasn't that interesting.
But then
'Cause there's
even then,
a bit.
like,
Go on.
I was gonna say, well, like, most stories, a lot of Hollywood films are like based on real events. But the point is, they spice them up a bit. They manipulate it to be interesting on the big screen.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, even this, I feel like they tried really hard to spice it up, but there's just so little they could do without just completely outright lying.
but then like it's as long as it's not like it. I mean, documentaries, different subject, but refers to last week's episode. But if it's a fictional like entertainment film, no one cares that much about how accurate it is. And if his real story is not good enough to work on screen as a piece of entertainment, then make shit up. Make it. I would rather watch something that I know isn't real, but is at least entertaining, than something that's very realistic but dull because nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Because real life isn't like the films, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's weird. It was okay. Like, it's not bad, but it's just so nothingy. It's like, whatever. And again, it had that same problem that I think Sex and the City does, where it's like, oh, we need some attraction for the male viewers. So the first 30 minutes is literally just a strip club scene. It's like, okay, this is weird. And also it's got loads of famous people in it. Like Jennifer
like
Lopez,
cameos,
obviously.
or is it
Yeah,
as
sort
roles?
of. So, I mean, Cardi B's in it.
Is that a singer?
Yep.
Okay.
She's famous,
Thanks.
apparently. Again, I didn't know anyone was in it, but it's got Usher. Usher, he's a man. He's
Is
in
he
it,
a rapper?
possibly.
There are listeners screaming at us at the moment.
Yeah.
You're all going to learn very quickly. I have no knowledge of celebrities whatsoever.
But yeah, so there's even a bit, like, just to show you how nothing he is, there's a bit where they drug one of their clients or whatever. Yeah, so they take him back to his house, and he's really drunk, he's drugged up or whatever. And he runs off his balcony trying to jump into the pool, but just falls flat on his face on the side of the pool. So, he just hits
So
the
he
deck.
dies?
No, so he only falls like 1 or 2 stories or whatever.
Oh. I mean,
But he's out cold and he's bleeding and he's...
I feel like he'd smash his head in.
Well, yeah, that's what I was assuming. I was like, oh shit, this guy's dead. Now
Yeah.
it's going to get interesting, right?
So how wrong you were.
How wrong I was. I was like, oh, finally, they're ranking up the stakes. They're like, oh, it's a casualty. It's like, fucking hell, right? It's getting serious. No, they just take him to the hospital. He's completely fine. They
No
never hear
questions
from him
asked.
again. Yeah, no questions asked. That's it. It's just like, okay, why?
Might have to eat the rest of his meals for a tube, but yeah, fine.
Yep,
He's
whatever.
all good.
There's no guilt. Doesn't matter.
He's okay, folks.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, when I saw that, and after I watched it, I was like, compare that to Breaking Bad, right? Just for
This is
something...
an interesting comparison.
Well, no. So the reason I want to compare them, because it is someone getting more, like, deeper and deeper into the crime world and getting more exposed to it, and it's getting more and more fucked up, right? Or at least in Breaking Bad, that's the thing. So, in Breaking Bad, within the first, I can't remember, 4 or 5 episodes, Walt has to kill someone.
Oh yeah, we're in like the first
Is that first 2 episodes?
2 or 3, yeah.
episodes? Yeah.
Yeah, third episode I think it is.
Third episode. Yeah, he literally has to kill someone, because if he doesn't kill him, he's going to get discovered, he's going to get killed himself.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a similar runtime, right? And it just gets worse and worse and worse for Walt. But there's also so much of this cat and mouse with Hank,
Yeah.
with the police, like, oh, they're always one step behind, and he's got to do all this to get away with it, and blah, 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 blah. Whereas in Hustlers, the police aren't one step behind. The police haven't even left yet. They have no idea what's going on. The only reason they managed to find him is because one of the strickers basically feels bad about it and dobs him then. It's like, okay,
Great. What a thrilling climax.
yeah. This is also, for some really weird reason, the guy that also dobs them in who takes it to the police, they censor his name, like literally bleep it out, and it was really, really weird and unexpected.
What?
They're like, oh yes, it's old Jeffrey. It's like, what? His name's
Was he
not
supposed to be a
Jeffrey.
real person?
Yeah, well, it's based on a true story, innit?
But why'd they change the names?
Yeah,
What?
exactly. But they just decide to use his first name and bleep out his last name. It's so strange.
Was this
so
film written
off-putting.
by an enemy? What?
Yeah, well, there you go. That's something else I wasn't intended audience for, and I didn't really like it. It's just so confusing.
This is the future of Ciné Rambles, just us watching stuff not made for us and going, it's a bit shit.
Yep. But
Thanks, Ross.
Yeah, cheers, Ross. But it's just, I don't know, there was just so many problems with it. But I just feel like they could have spiced it up so much more than they did. It's like, okay, why?
That sounds like just I guess the writer, maybe the directors put like sub-zero effort in. Like, I mean, There's
Again,
so
it's
many
not, like,
simple
badly
ways to make
made,
that.
and it's
No,
not-
but like the story, it's clearly the story is the problem.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it?
the story is the issue.
But like, it's not even difficult to make something like that exciting, and like fudge
Yeah.
the facts a bit. Like, it's not difficult, really.
I just think having any sort of police presence at all would have helped
Yeah.
it.
What
Because
if, like, one
if
of
there
the
was this sense of cat and mouse, it would have had any sort of tension and it would be fine. Instead of it just having zero tension and then just ending.
yeah, like what if one of their victims had a connection to the police, and then that brings them in.
But even if
Like,
that guy
anything
had
like that.
died, then like,
Yeah.
that would be, something.
Yeah. Or just one person reports to the police, like, okay, well, apparently I spent $1,000 last night, but I don't think I would. Can you investigate it, please? Like,
Well, that's
just,
basically how they get caught. So a guy says that, and the police are like, no. And then the guy records his phone call with the stripper who's like, oh, yeah, we scammed you. And then he shows that to the police, and that's it. That's how it ends.
such a
Spoilers.
nothing ending, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, my point is that there's so many ways you could spice that up. There's so many like ways, like methods to do it, like inroads to making a more interesting side to it. And the fact they
there's
don't
just
just seems
little
so
punishment. It's
yeah.
like, whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's that.
Yeah. So, would you recommend Hustlers?
Nah.
Nah.